going live. Easy ways to reduce toxins in your home. Just let us know if you're here. Put a comment in the chat if you see us, and contribute to any of the questions that we have. I have an idea for a draw tonight, because when you are trying to reduce toxins in your home, sometimes you're going to do it yourself with a couple things. So I'm excited to offer us a little prize giveaway tonight, a shared prize. It'll be fun. So tonight we're going to talk about what toxins are, what they're doing for our bodies, and hopefully, have some ideas of how we can reduce them in our home, and some recipes, like really simple recipes. So, Julie, I have to ask you a question though.
Okay.
From your experience, when did you first hear about toxins in like the home cleaning products? I'm putting you on the spot, but I want to know in your timeline, like when did you first hear about it? What was going on?
I don't know. Probably 10 years ago, maybe, that I really started changing my thinking. But I didn't really go all in until doTERRA.
Oh, cool. Okay. I have to think before, it was maybe 10 years ago when I met the lady that had made the kombucha skin products. I don't know if you remember her.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know about any of those fancy words that we now know about, like parabens and phalaphalaphala's and all those things, like phthalates and all these things, sulfates that are, I had heard about them being bad for the environment, but then what's bad for the environment is bad for us and vice versa. Right? Yeah. And it was
there's
like
a big disconnect.
Huge. There was huge because I, grew up with Windex and those sort of things. Right? That's just the norm, that we're using things that were heavily fragranced. And I didn't know any different. But for anyone that does get to see this, and anyone that suffers with constant congestion, that might be one of the things of why you want to switch, because I had constant congestion majority of my life. I didn't know any different. And since learning how to remove toxins from my environment and my body, nostrils are clear. And that's something called toxic load. So I'm going to share here. Let's see if this works. And I think I can do this. Did anything come up?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. It's a learning. This is a learning process. Oh, it is this window. Yes. Colette is here. She's learned the new technology.
Come on, I just couldn't get to the old technology.
Whoa. Oh, this happens. This is the metaverse that we go into. It's pretty cool until I click another button. This is us infinitely. Colette, so happy to see you. Okay, I'm going to click us into this. Say goodbye to all of us.
That's a lot of us.
I know. Here it is. So, actually, Julie, Colette, we got to meet at that workshop when we were making stuff for the holidays. But I have to tell you, the Colette's and probably at the store too, because Julie has the tea store. Is that? Yeah, sweet. And now all the honeybee line, just saying. Anyway, so Colette and I really connected over this idea. Not necessary. Well, Colette, what did you call it? It was swapping. I think you were like, we need to swap.
Yeah. Because I do residential house cleaning for a living, and I'm always trying to find products that are, mostly more safe for me, really. Like I'm thinking of like the oven cleaners, like that's brutal. And even using bleach or like some of those shower cleaners, like even just breathing those in for myself is like horrendous. So to switch it out for that. And of course, to be more careful for our environment and our bees.
And our bees. I love
our
that.
bees.
And our bees. I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna leave this screen up. I know it's got some details underneath, but I don't know what happens when I press other buttons. So, like, I'm just gonna leave it like this. There's gonna be some notes, and it's telling me that there are actually two classes that you can talk about, and maybe next Thursday or the Thursday after, we can talk about editing your space, which is now, sorry, and the next one is like editing your routine. So, Colette, yeah, when you're talking about cleaning, that's what we're going to focus on tonight. But there's more toxins and other things that we're constantly putting on our body. So that's for another time. But I think for many people, I'm going to click on this next little slide. Oh, it works. So many of us know that toxins are substances that are placing undue stress on the body. And I think one of the things that Julie and I were just reflecting on is we grew up with them everywhere.
What are you talking about? Like in our lead paint that we chewed on in our crib?
Yeah. And I think what happened is just during the time of financial opportunity, let's call it, for many companies, they took the advantage of the financial opportunity without actually looking into the health repercussions as well as environmental repercussions that are taking place right now. So, okay, this is fun. I think the chat works. Well, I don't know if there's anyone out there watching, or maybe does it work? Some people can see this later. Oh, I'm going to click out of that. That's a disaster. Sorry. But what you can do is sharing out, what do you know? Like, what's a toxin? Maybe we won't type it in right now, but if people are watching this later on a replay or something, they could just type it in the chat and we'll see it later. But what is a toxin that you know that you grew up with? Sorry, we're going to out ourselves right now. And you guys can just share it. So instead of like typing it, because we're talking, so I can't see your faces because all I can see is the screen right now. So Colette, do you want to?
Well, I'm just thinking of like, even like the fertilizers and the sprays that we used to use, like in our orchards, especially here in Kelowna. But even thinking of like my dad in our own yard, like the pesticide, like I remember that container with the pump, and he was spraying every weed, and gosh knows what was in there. Right now, those products are like behind a locked cabinet, and you have to get special training to use them, like like Roundup and all that stuff.
Yeah. And I wonder too, that's
going
really
into the
actually
soil, going into the air, going into the food that we're eating.
So I look at that too, and I'm wondering, like at a household level, and I have seen some things, and we'll watch for it. Like you said, things are going behind locked places now. There have been recalls on some things, and things just disappearing from the shelf. So, and I don't want to get too far down that rabbit hole, but really there's a lot of stuff that has toxins out there that are being identified and that are being recalled. And I know that I can see one of them is being identified more and more. And if people want to look up on their own time, but all the perfumes, like the added perfumes to anything that we're using.
Yeah, lots of makeup has toxins in it.
Yeah, and makeup has it too. And all those really, if you think of Febreze, but all of those really highly fragranced, and they'll even say sometimes, oh, with essential oils, and it's like, no, that's actually not an essential oil they're putting in there. You can put whatever you want. There's no regulatory body. People can make synthetics and call them essential oils, and those synthetics are actually toxins to our body because they're a fragrance, and they what they call, I'm just gonna go to the next slide, but it's like an endocrine or a hormone disruptor. And so what's happened, like you said before, growing up, there are definitely a lot of them. And there are not as many now. Well, there's still lots, but they're reducing them. But it's the added amount of all of these things that are wreaking havoc, truthfully, on our organs. Our liver is just getting the crap beat out of it. So we're constantly in a place of toxic load. I know I grew up with a toxic load because of how congested I was all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And my, those histamine response, if you've got a family of sneezers and snifflers all the time, might be more sensitive to toxic load, but you really have to look at the fragrances that are in all of your cleaning supplies. And then, Julie, you're really good with all the names of the things. What are some of the things that people have to look for? I think I've got a slide later, but
Oh, you should put me on the spot. Well,
I know. It's in
the
our head though.
phthalates. The
Yeah.
phthalates are really bad. The stuff that's in shampoo to make bubbles.
Sulfates, type of sulfate.
Oh, what's it called?
Sodium lauryl sulfate.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
SLS. Thank you, Julie. See, I needed Julie because Julie will do this too. Colette does the same thing. Trigger my brain. What else? Do you remember what else? I'll find the list in here. But it's like there's like I know the perfumes, right? 100% just wreak havoc, and then all those other things that are in there too are when I use a word endocrine disruptor, it's actually then like a cancer causing.
Yeah.
Like they're actually researching this, and this is, many of us have been so impacted, and it's so hard for us. And I think, we really have to start looking at what we're doing in our lives to reduce how our bodies are being disrupted. Like their normal way of working is being completely disrupted by the toxins that we're jumping into constantly. So one of the things that we can do, I like this, you can't avoid every toxin out there, but you can choose what comes into your space. And this can be overwhelming. And I think, when we look at lightening our load or editing our space or whatever we want to call it, just one thing, right? I always say, just think of one thing and try that one thing until you feel like that one thing is there. It's a habit. And then try another thing, because as soon as, if we start to go, oh my gosh, there's so much, our brain shuts down. And so just think of, okay, today, what's one thing that feels doable? The laundry pods. I love that this is right here, because I think I wrote laundry pods down. I think I can do this. If I stop, I think I can stop my screen. Oh, there we go again. There. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. So I brought the laundry pods. Can we still have them right here? So I used my doTERRA points for laundry pods all the time. It smells like the outdoors. Okay. So these ones have, I can read what they're free of. Can I read? No, I can't. I can say what's in them. Like they've got the lime, the litsi, the cassia, the lemon eucalyptus, tea tree, arborvitae, eucalyptus, cilantro, lemon myrtle. That's the abode line. So the abode smells, it's so clean. It's unreal. However, you still can't eat these, just so you know.
They sound delicious. Come on.
Sound delicious.
Good
and
PSA.
It's amazing because it is it's just that smell of like the outside air. Like it really does smell like the outside air, and you're not getting those toxins. Like when you do other pods that you put in, there's that smell that you smell. I've used it before because we weren't using, laundry was one of the things that we were definitely using the other kind of laundry that had all the fragrance in it and had all the chemicals in it, and it would hit you in the face. And even though you're like, it smells so good, it's not. It's an endocrine disruptor. So I don't know. Does anyone, have you, like, I've also made my own detergent before too. Have you boraxed and all those natural things? Do you use the balls? Do you use the balls?
I do have dryer balls, yes. And I love putting Purify on them. That's my go-to scent. It's just a nice, clean, fresh smell.
It is.
It's not necessarily a disinfectant, but that's okay.
Yeah. Well, Purify's got the lemon in it, and it is
the lemon, lime, tea tree.
And it does, it definitely does. There is a level of disinfecting that takes place. Arborvitae in this one is as well. So those
Okay.
natural disinfectants do exist, and they're
I was just reading up on them before we came on.
they're so good.
No,
So I'll show you just right here. Again, Julie, I don't know, did you laundry wise, you're just using a natural one? Or are you using dryer balls with anything, or?
I'm using the On Guard detergent
Oh yeah.
for laundry. I love it. And I just put it, it's even good for stains. If you just put a little bit, even on a grease stain, it cleans it right up. And I have the dryer balls, and I alternate Purify or actually Holiday Peace. Is that the tree one?
Nice.
That's a
Yeah.
fair. That's a pretty nice little.
It's become my go-to laundry. It's kind of funny, but
because that smells so good.
mhm.
Yeah, and I think that
Laundry
people, it's amazing how versatile oils are, right? So like you said, you've got this yummy Holiday Peace is like, one of the top sellers at Christmas time. So being able to have it on a dryer, yes, like
all year
Kinda
round.
like Christmas.
all year round.
All year
You're like,
round.
when you like get into it. Well, I know that when I smell, sometimes it'll be lavender if it's the bed sheets. So we'll use lavender for bed sheets. And I know you can walk past the dryer and you smell that lavender and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, that smells so good. It has a different effect. It's different, right? Like that's the nice thing. Okay, I'm going to share. Here we go to Weirdville again. So are we good?
We're still on the basis screen.
Okay, here we go. Tell me it's there. Is it there?
Nope.
Do you see I hit the share button. Yes, it really wants us to do this every time.
Okay.
There we go.
There you go.
Every time. Okay. So one of the things with an easy switch, truthfully, is cleaning. It's such an easy place just because of what's available and what's really, I find it interesting. It's always been available. So like always, as in like vinegar, water, right? And baking soda, and they're biodegradable, good, fine for you, fine for the environment, and those are the foundations that we use. Now I'm going to click on this, and I actually am. I don't know if you have your phones. If you want,
can we try this? How is this?
Yeah, you can try it, and then we can sort of have an interactive next opportunity if it works. If
You've
it's
got
not
technology inside of technology inside of technology.
That's absolutely what I'm doing.
Blowing my mind, Melissa. Blowing it.
It's getting. Well, you were telling me, Melissa, there's a lot of technology going on. I'm like, I know. I'm exploring these things.
I don't know if this is gonna work.
If it works, great. If not, I can email it or share it. I think I can. I'm going to click onto the other screen. I think I can do this. I can copy. I'm going to go into our Weird World again. Is there a chat? Hello, Weird World. I think I can share it in the chat here if we need access to it. Hopefully that gets out for everyone. Can you see your chat there, friends, once I get out of this, the Weird World? So this is an ebook that doTERRA put together. Do you have access to it, or do you want to just look? Can you see it on the screen right now?
Yes.
Yeah. And I'll make sure this gets into our group as well. There is so much in this book. It's phenomenal. Julie and I have done some deep diving recently into the world of resources by doTERRA, and it jaw hits the floor to know how much is available. And again, we're just learning where to look. It's phenomenal.
They have done so much homework.
Yeah. So one of the things I like, this cleaning is cathartic for some, while others it's a chore. I think what's really important here, what I've noticed for myself, that as soon as I bring the essential oils that I really love into cleaning, it shifts my mindset. It's really cool. I love bringing, and for me, lemon, abso-freaking-lutely.
Yeah. Lemon and wild orange.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just bringing them in to cleaning changes the way you feel. And it's interesting because you're reducing your toxic load with pure essential oils. You're also shifting your emotional load, which I don't know how many people talk about that one, but you actually are, because you're triggering different parts of your brain. And so you actually you can uplift yourself while cleaning when you're using certain oils that you love, and you put yourself in a happy mood. Now, the big thing to know about essential oils, and that's why we use them, is because they're safe around the family and pets, as long as you know which oils to use. Julie, lemon is good around the animals.
For cleaning, yes.
Yeah, lemon is good around the animals.
Yeah, you just can't diffuse it right beside your cat.
No, cat, not right in the face.
Dr.
As long as
Rourke,
they have space. As long as they
as long as they can leave. Dr. Rourke made a really good point the other day that everybody worries about essential oils in their animals, but they don't worry about the chemicals they're using to clean the floor, or their wash the dog bed in, or whatever's in the shampoo that the groomer uses. And you just flip your thinking about that.
Or the food that we're feeding them.
Or the food.
That's usually the first thing, but yeah. Lots of people think of babies like they don't want to use harmful chemicals because the baby's going to be walking on the floor, licking the floor, crawling. But yeah, you don't think of your pets doing the same.
Yeah, 100%. And knowing that fragrances are disruptors, not just for humans, but for animals as well. So being very aware of how fragrance affects an animal. I couldn't imagine. They can't tell us when they have a headache.
And their sniffers are so much stronger than ours, right? Can you just imagine?
So, and I think the big thing is to, talking about how powerful essential oils are. You don't need a lot. And I think people need to realize that, you don't, Colette, you and I used to talk about this. More is not
Less is more. Less is more.
Less is more. Less is more. We always said that. Less is more.
Still trying to teach Karen that, but
less, you don't need so much. The nice thing is essential oils based on less is more. They actually are so affordable because of the versatility. And lemon is definitely one of them where it's just unbelievable. Oh, see, essential oils provide a lovely aroma while you clean. That is number 5. I knew that too.
Yep.
So one of the things that does exist, this is what I always find so fascinating, is the world of people saying that essential oils are foo-foo. Right? I hear this, oh, they're so woo-woo, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, dude, they're chemicals. They're actually chemicals. They're plants are a part of, that's chemistry. And a lot of the things that we started to create synthetically were based off of natural products. So I always find that so fascinating when people are like, oh, that's so woo-woo. I'm like, yes, we've been told it's woo-woo because it's actually effective chemistry. Anyway, I don't know. I can't, I don't know how to explain it.
What do you think people were using before we invented Tylenol and cleaning supplies and Lysol, right?
Correct. It is effective. It is effective. People have lived for how many thousands of years? Anyway, so one of the things that when you look at lemon and the versatility of it, it's phenomenal. Limonene, beta-pinene, and gamma terpenine. So they always say possible benefits, because the thing with plants is they have so many different positive effects on our body that it's really hard to target and measure, because of it's this is good and this is good and this is good. You can't pull one of those things out. It's just not possible. So they say possible benefits, that it will offer an uplifting and energizing aroma. It has surface, teeth, and skin cleansing properties, may help reduce of skin blemishes, and it supports the immune system, gastrointestinal. When it's ingested, this is incredible. It supports the immune our immune system, and helps with healthy blood glucose levels. Like, this is more than a cleaner, right? But this gamma terpene, it has surface cleansing properties. Like, it actually has researched and proven. This is a researched and proven surface cleansing property. That's why you have lemon in like everything cleaning. Just everything is so traditionally was so lemon before
Right.
all the fancy perfumes came out. It's lemon because lemon is a degreaser. So there are so many different like cleansing properties
Phenols.
in oil. So phenol. So when we look at clove, which is a very, very strong warming oil, and oregano and thyme, those are actually like really think of antibacteria, right? That's them.
The On Guard and the clove.
Correct.
Yeah.
And we know people for some reason understand oregano. Right? Oil of oregano made it.
It's because they OD'd one time and couldn't speak for a minute.
But so think just beyond internally, right? Because these are our spices, but when used as in a way of oils and cleaning, they're super antibac, right? And antiviral. Aldehydes, interestingly enough, these are super cleansing as well. And cilantro is like a detox. Melissa, I know, has antiviral properties as well. Cinnamon bark, man, cinnamon's another one that goes in the in our On Guard, right? And cassia as well. That's a type of cinnamon. So really, really strong cleaning and air cleaning as well. And then love the word monoterpenes, right? There's one terpene, monoterpene. Really good cleaning oils. And we know this. We know that tea tree and lemon, and like you said, Colette, wild orange. We traditionally hear those in our understanding of cleaning, if that makes sense. Like, these are all really, really good cleaning oils. So these can be used, and I think I'm going to go to the next. These oils can be used. Where's my slide? When we start to make our own do-it-yourself stuff. So I'm just going to forward along. The one thing to look for essential oils, just because so many people, for myself included, and if anyone's watching this and wondering why we're using doTERRA and choosing to use doTERRA, is just because it is pure. For me too, and Colette and Julie, I think we've talked about how it's sourced. It's just so super ethical and transparent, and that's really important to me. And that they're tested for purity. So I know how versatile my oil is because I can use it to clean it. And this lovely little oregano I can take internally as well, right? Like, it's incredible. How many drops? There it is.
There we go.
Okay. So, yeah. If you want to I can scroll it down. I mean, you're going to have this, but just we can screenshot it, or I can try and screenshot it later as well. But it's just important to know that, like, especially like lemon, if you're just wiping up messes and you've got your little spray bottle, just, you don't need too much, right? 3 cups of cleaning solution is only going to use 5 drops of oil for like multi-purpose.
When they say cleaning solution, you're just adding that to water?
I would use water, vinegar. Like, there's your water, vinegar. If you have your Castile soap, or sometimes you're On Guard, if you want to use a little bit of your On Guard concentrate, throwing that in there with whatever. Like, for me, it'd be peppermint or lemon with the On Guard cleaning solution, or peppermint and lemon. Sometimes, I go more than 5, but I don't overdo it. And you get that cleansing property. I'm something like a stain or greasy or sticky residue. You're going to need more, for sure, for a stronger oil. And I think a lot of the times I'm using 10 for most of mine. Just my multi-purpose cleaner. Yeah, I'm probably closer to 10 drops. I don't usually get too much more than that. Like 20 is strong because of the purity of the oils. So I think, let me just scroll down a little bit more.
So other than the On Guard cleaning solution, does doTERRA have one with no
Mhm.
scent? Unscented
No.
is the word I'm looking for.
No, yeah, you're looking at no oil base, so they don't have that, but they do recommend, and I'll show you what they've got in their recommending. Is there a little picture? I don't know, I might have it in a different recipe one, but it shows that Castile soap.
Yeah.
What's his name? Is it Dr. Bonner's? Yeah,
There's a Myers one too, I know.
Myers. One of the ones.
Yeah.
That's what they recommend.
Or it's probably something from the refill store would work as well.
Yeah, the refills got their Castile that you could use any of the refill stores that are popping up. Excellent, right?
Yep.
Now Abode has come out with a line. I think that was last year or the year before. Yeah. So they've got these beautiful refillable glass bottles to go with their product line. And this one, I love this. Look.
There you go. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah. So there's your bases: white vinegar, baking soda, salt, right? I think I've used a salt a couple of times when it comes to the grease, for sure. And excellent.
Yeah, probably be good on your bathtub for those rings, and thinking shower, like when you need a little bit of grit.
Yeah, and it's good. It's biodegradable. So add a little bit of salt and add a little bit of, say, lemon, because that's a degreaser. That's going to pull it up for sure. Or lime, even in that case, right? You could throw lime in there. I love that they put Melissa in here. They put me in there. I don't know if I could actually use my Melissa essential oil to clean. I'm like, that stuff's way too, that's no.
Yeah, no.
No, I'm saving that for viruses. That actually helps against viruses.
Yeah, that's like putting drops of rose in there. Like,
I know. If all of you that are watching this, if you like to spend money, use Melissa and Rose in your cleaning. And
when they talk about white vinegar, now there is a difference between white vinegar and cleaning vinegar, right?
Absolutely.
So the
5% and 10%.
Exactly. So I'm not sure which vinegar they're talking about here, but I would use the cleaning vinegar just because it does have that extra.
It works.
Yeah, for sure.
Works. Yeah,
and I love it. I use it I love using it for windows and mirrors, just vinegar and water. It's the best.
Where do you get it, Colette? Julie was asking.
Cleaning vinegar?
Yeah.
Where did I buy mine? Maybe Choices or Nature's Fair, but I'm thinking you can find it at the grocery store.
Yeah, it's just not in with regular vinegar. It's in with the cleaning laundry.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is with the laundry. Yeah.
Okay. And it's not always there. Sometimes if someone's doing a trip to Rona, you'll find it there.
There you go. Yeah. It's labeled a little bit differently, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. This I love. We can get another downloadable book, but I think this is one of the big things for me is I've got rid of the perfumes that I was using to fragrance my home. And the nice thing is with all of these cleaning oils, you can diffuse them and you get that pure, like you said, you've got purify, but you get this like purity in the smell, and it just is fantastic. It's so uplifting. So in this book as well, there it is, essential oil room spray.
Grapefruit.
Lemon. Yeah. And just distilled water. So you can just shake it and spray it. Right. And you're going to get that smell that's just going to uplift you. It's incredible. And then you'll walk through it. Right. I love it. But making sure you shake it up really well before you use it. I like that it's depending on the size. I think this one right here is for a 4-ounce bottle. They don't have the size on there, but I think it's for 4 ounce. And then natural air freshener. I haven't done this before, and I don't know why, because I've had my, your baking soda out. You can just make a little like air freshener for the fridge, how some people use baking soda in the fridge in a little dish or whatever. I'm like, oh my gosh, I could totally put an oil that's going to absorb the smell, like or lemon, or that's going to like neutralize it.
Mhm.
Sorry. Yeah, like that's so smart.
Okay, so they just put it in a jar with some fabric over it and
Yeah,
just okay. I like
yeah.
that idea.
I'm like, that's an easy one. And it says to shake, just shake it, right?
Mhm.
Shake it up, and there it is. Really good ideas. Potpourri, I'm not going to get into that one right now. But this is actually the all-purpose cleansing spray or cleaning spray, whatever you want to call it. This is my go-to, like absolutely my go-to. So water, a cup of warm water, a cup of vinegar, and then 10 to 20 drops of doTERRA essential oil. So that's for the big ones, like the big. That's interesting. That's pretty strong though. I was going to say 10 to 20 or 15 to 20. That's a really strong one. But I guess if you want to mix it, look, I love peppermint in my cleaning stuff. I just love it. Peppermint with lemon. It's just so easy. There's like wood stuff in here. Sticky messes is lemon. If it's something is sticky, just try lemon. Your mind will be blown. Baking soda, lemon, water, and paper towel. I'm trying to think what else is in here. Kitchen, refrigerator, microwave. I want to find the one you were talking about with like oven cleaner. What is toilet bowl? Oh, I like making those are fun. I haven't made those in a while. Toilet bowl cleaners. You can make little pods yourself.
Okay.
Um,
There's the
yeah,
okay. For the shower.
yeah, and see how they've got the liquid castile soap, right?
Yeah, for
So
sure.
whatever you've got, I've got one. I think that's a eucalyptus one or whatever. But
Well, and lots of my clients like to use like pledge on their wood. So I was trying to find something that I could use to like bring up the shine in the wood. So
I think I
did,
went over it. Did I go over it?
did, but I just used like I just Googled like oils, like a base oil that you could use on wood. Pretty much you can use anything. Almond oil, argan oil, any of them. So I just did that with a couple drops of lemon and threw out the pledge. Like it works great.
It does. And I think like unfortunately my mom couldn't come tonight. She is helping transport a child. Thank you very much, Mom. But she made her own. We used to have pledge all the time. And she ditched it, and I think she used an olive oil or an avocado oil base.
Yeah, avocado oil. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then just put some lemon in it, and she's like, this is even better. This is even better.
I use the recipes on the doTERRA website in the blog.
Perfect.
And it works amazing, especially for the like really old wood that's dry and sucks it up.
Oh, wow.
And it looks so good after, way better than anything I've ever used.
That's so cool. It's so incredible, right? Because it's just, yeah, like wood is a natural thing.
Do you remember that recipe, or do you remember the oil base for that?
I think I used avocado.
You know what?
Carpet refresher.
My sweet man, I got him doing this. He has a kitty that she's old and she leaves her hair and her dandruff everywhere. And so before I come over, because I think sometimes it's dandruff, I don't know, that I'll get a little bit sneezy. He does this with lavender and vacuums it up. And lavender is helps with antihistamine, so it's lovely. And it's interesting how it reduces my histamine response. I mean, I'm doing that way more naturally too with choosing how I eat, but this works. This works very well. Instead of used to be a fragrance. There's a fragrance one that you can dump everywhere, right?
Well, I think Arm & Hammer was one of the first companies that made the carpet cleaner. So it was a baking soda base, but then they started adding a bunch of toxin smells, right? So just take it back and go back to the Arm & Hammer just baking soda and use essential oils. They just did it for marketing instead of just sprinkling plain baking soda on the carpet.
Right, which works, by the way. Yeah.
Right? It absorbs the odor. That's what it's for.
Yeah, 100%. So Oh, this was another, like, getting down the soap. I'm not getting into the soap because that is like a whole other rabbit hole of fun. Like, oh, soap, olive oil, melt and pour. But like making your own soap is,
Oh,
I know, see, just did it.
we could do a make and take with that one day.
I know, with the optional drive. I know. Look at, think of your bees, all those little bee silicone
I can
molds.
make my little home bee soap.
You can make bee. I want a eucalyptus bee soap. Okay, I'm gonna get out of this. But just think of like there are so many possibilities. So it's incredible that yeah, there's just so much. But it's like figuring, okay, out of all those things, if you were new, what would be one thing you would be like, that was easy?
Probably the cleaner. I think just the everyday cleaner. Like just switch out your Lysol or whatever you're buying at the dollar store. Make your own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Because it's something people use almost, well, not every day. Well, I'd use it every day,
yeah, you
but
use it every day.
yeah. That or dish soap, I think, would be a big one if you wash your hand soap.
Oh, can I zoom in? Can I zoom out? Where does it go? Right there?
It gets blurry.
In front of my face.
That's good.
I think for me, I like this, the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate. I'll post up a little how to use that. I find that really effective for oh, Julie, nice.
Look at you. Oh, where'd it go? It's in the chat.
There it is. Okay, Julie, I will. Did it go in the chat? So I think that's in the chat.
Yeah.
I don't know if that shows up for everyone, but maybe we'll make sure.
It will.
We'll try and get that in for everyone so everyone can see, because that's it. There it is, the olive oil and vinegar and essential oils. It's so easy.
Yeah.
So for you three lovely ladies, the nice thing is, with the knowledge that we have and the opportunity to share with other people, we have, and I don't know if Colette knows this, we have a new sharing link. So anytime anyone, if people do see this and they're connected to either yourself or Julie, and they're like, oh, tell me about, or like lemon oil, right? Something as simple as lemon oil, or even like On Guard or the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, or like Julie said, like the laundry stuff. Anything that anyone wants, we don't have to make, a cart for anyone. You just send them a link and they can go shopping now.
Okay.
So it's easier than it was before when it comes to purchasing. We, anyone can purchase and get 25% off. There's no fees anymore. So it's an awesome opportunity for people to start taking those simple steps to figure out what they want for their home. And if they want to choose to use doTERRA, then it's really easy, like getting into the app or the shopping site and start creating a little wish list now, or, shopping right off there. And the nice thing is too, there's no minimums for anyone as well. I love that part, where shop when you want for a year. So they just released it. Oh, a month ago, if that.
Okay. Well, the cleaning products are so inexpensive when you figure out like cost per use. They last, like, I don't know how long it lasts. You call that during a more professional clean, but my cleaner uses the On Guard Concentrate mix, and she's doing homes every 5 days a week, and it lasts her a couple months.
Wow. Okay.
It's so versatile. I'll post in, I think, some of the things that we talked about today. I don't know. Maybe I'll put it in our main group. I think maybe just our main group, because it's useful for everyone to see it. And then I'll put your sharing links. I've got those. I'll put them in. If you know Julie, click here. If you know Colette, click here if you want to order. And I'll just put those in with the things that we've talked about. If that's okay. Is that all right?
Yeah.
I'll throw it in there. Because I think, like, making it easy, we have to make it easy. And people have to see that it's easy. And as soon as they experience it, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm doing this instead. And that's that switch over. Okay. Yeah, no, like once this little nugget came into my life, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I use this even to make my own little hand, like those hand pumps, like making my own hand soap. I just use this with a couple drops of peppermint in my hand, foaming hand soap, and I have like soap for, and it's great because my hands like are so happy compared to like dried out yuck. And I use it for dishwashing.
Oh,
right?
there
Like,
we go. You
in
can
the
use it
little
for
hand, even in the hand soap pump, right? Then I'm like using it for like it just is completely so versatile.
hands, dishes, face, hair, you name it.
I don't know. I haven't used it in the shower, but I'm sure we could. I don't know if I want to put on guard on my parts.
Little warm.
A little warming. I've had cinnamon where I haven't. You're not supposed to have cinnamon, so that was all over my face, by the way. Anyway, so my friends, the nice thing is doTERRA has also started to create like sort of they're really creating opportunities based on themes, and right now is toxin-free living. So more products will be coming out next month, I imagine, around like that focus of toxin-free. So they really want people to start to make it easier by like communicating better, like, and focused communication, which I love and appreciate, because I'm like, yeah, there's so much to learn because it's so different from what we're used to. But I noticed that once I start getting in the groove and thinking and talking about it more, it becomes easier for sure. For sure. And Colette, we were talking to you, and Julie, Colette just put that we should do a soap night. So we'll talk. We'll figure out when that will be.
We can do it before Mother's Day for Mother's Day gifts.
Because silicone molds are very easy. Just find a melt and pour and the stuff we want to put in it. All right, my friends.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Lovely to see you both.
In there. Nice to see you too. And I think I look at the Facebook user that put down more is more. And I imagine that is the lovely boyfriend who is trolling.
He always pops in here and there, doesn't he?
He does. I'm like, what are you? Shadow appreciates your pro cat comments. Yeah. That's his cat. Thank you, boyfriend, for popping in. What a pest. Okay, more. Right? Is it less is more? No, more is more. You're the
More
only
is more. Right.
What a pest. Okay, my friends.
All right.
Take care of yourselves. And there is a Meta Power Talk on Saturday morning for any of those that want to make it. It's very, very incredible what's going on there. So anyway.
All right. Night, ladies.
Okay, bye. Take care.
How do we get out of here?
I'm going to hit end stream.
Okay.
There we go. Bye.